Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Welcome into our Golf Central studios. Whit Watson alongside Mark Rolfing after day 2 of the Honda Classic in South Florida, PGA Nationals champion course. The leaderboard looks like this, with Aaron Wise 3 shots up on 2 players. Wise, out of the University of Oregon, former NCAA champion, shooting 64 on Friday. Brandon Hagee with a round of 62. Matt Jones, who led after round 1 with a 61, came back with even par 70, still in the conversation, 3 shots off the pace. And Sam Ryder with a round of 63 is at -8. After that round of 64, the leader, Aaron Wise, with our Kira K. Dixon.
Just playing really well, you know. I've been playing well coming in, but hadn't quite seen the really good scores. And it's all kind of just clicked into place. And I had 2 amazing days where I really didn't do anything bad, so I can't complain.
You had that early frustration on 16, then you bounced back with the birdie eagle on 17, 18. How important was that for your momentum?
Yeah, really important. You know, 16 was just a bad tee ball. I hit it in the bunker and was kind of out of position the whole hole. But to go on and birdie 17, eagle 18 kind of makes it easy to forget about it and move on with your round. And I thought that was huge to me going and having a great front 9.
The approach on 4, you end up getting close enough to have a really easy putt for birdie. Can you walk us through the approach shot there?
Yeah, I had about 100 yards, and it was into the wind out of the right, and luckily I was on a little bit of downslope, so it made it really easy to kind of flight it, keep it under the wind, and hit a great shot in there to about 10 feet right, and then it just spun down there with the slope to tap in range, so it was a good shot.
What are you taking from these last 2 rounds to hopefully help you through the weekend?
Just a lot of confidence. You know, there's a lot of golf ahead, and the conditions are going to totally change, and the wind's going to switch. And so the most important thing I can take from the first 2 rounds is just a bunch of confidence, knowing I'm playing well, and just go ahead and stay patient and let whatever's going to happen this weekend.
All right. Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
64-64 for Wise, 128. No one has ever gone lower over the first 2 rounds at the Honda Classic in the history of the event. Awfully good start and a 3-shot lead as he heads to the weekend. What does he need to do to keep up the pace?
I don't think he needs to change much of anything. You heard him say that he's doing everything pretty well. He's got a really strong golf pedigree. He's still a young man. He's only 24 years old. He was actually born in South Africa, and people are probably saying, well, okay, where's the accent? Well, he moved to America when he was 3 years old, but he's still very young in his career. Drives the ball a mile. He's a great long driver. And now the putter is starting to come around. He's only won 1 tournament on the PGA Tour. Might have thought he'd have won more at this stage of his career. But I think he is a guy who is just getting ready to maybe break out.
Now, speaking of maybe we thought he'd win more by this stage of his career, Rickie Fowler has a lot of eyeballs on him this week. He feels like he's really close to breaking through. The putter has been, well, it's abandoned him, quite frankly, this season. Statistically speaking, he's never been worse in strokes gained putting in his PGA Tour career, but he says he thinks things are coming around. He ground out an even par round of 70 in round 1. He ground out a 2-under round of 68 in round 2. Talk to the media afterwards.
I'm happy with how I stayed in it. Yesterday, foot slipped on 6 off the tee, and obviously a lot of times that causes you to pull it. And so ended up in the hazard, made double. Chipped in on the next for birdie and kind of kept things going, stayed kind of moving forward. Same thing today, bogeyed my first. So I think a lot of it was just kind of staying patient. I know I'm getting close, starting to hit, a lot more fairways, more greens. The other thing was on the greens, I made some good putts coming in yesterday. Haven't been seeing them well, so I've been calling Joe in a little bit more than normal. And we'll try and get that going, but made a couple birdies to finish off the day today. So happy about it, but I know it can be a lot better. A big part of it has just been the patience part and, sticking it out and keep grinding, keep working, keep kicking down the door. And it's gonna fall down at some point here. I know we're getting close, and the last 2 days were good. This is a golf course that tests all parts of the game, so I'm happy with 70, 68 is not terrible around this place. Like I said, I know it could have been better, but we've got a tee time tomorrow, and see if we can go put some good numbers up this weekend and give ourselves a chance. I know where Nick was trying to come from on that, and it's like competitor to competitor. You're trying to needle each other and get each other going type of thing. I am fortunate to have some great partners and make some great commercials, and it's been fun to be able to do that. I would much rather be playing the week of the Masters than working, but it's all part of it. I'm going to keep kicking down the door. If we're able to do something special in the next few weeks before Augusta, we'll be there. If not, we'll keep grinding, and we'll be back in the winner's circle soon.
Now, an explainer for what Fowler was just talking about. As of right now, he is not qualified for the Masters. He's outside of the world top 50, did not win in the last year. And the Nick he's referring to in this case is Sir Nick Faldo, who tweeted something in jest about Fowler having extra time during the week of the Masters to go out and shoot more commercials. And Fowler kind of acknowledging that during his press conference. But let's face it, he does hear this criticism a lot, that he is overexposed, that he's over-commercialized. Yes, he's won 5 times, one of those a Players, one of those this event back in 2017. But he's got to be sick of hearing about this by now, don't you think?
Well, he does. But let's address the tweet from Nick Faldo first, and then we'll talk about the marketing machine that Rickie Fowler is. Rickie is a gentleman. He's a true gentleman, and he says, that he thought Nick was trying to motivate him, one competitor to another. I'm not buying that. I thought it was pretty much a cheap shot to send out a tweet like that, especially from a guy who we're seeing in an infomercial selling golf shoes that make you hit the ball further.
Right.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me that you would take a shot like that, but he did, and Rickie handled it like a gentleman. Okay, let's talk about Rickie as the marketing machine. There have only been a few players that I would call marketing machines that I've seen in my career, and Rickie Fowler is one of them. All the other marketing machines that I have seen have been players that achieved incredible success and then became a marketing machine. Arnold Palmer wasn't a marketing machine before he started winning a bunch of golf tournaments. So when you do it the opposite way, like Rickie Fowler has done, it just puts an enormous burden on you, I think, and the expectations from everybody else and yourself have to be just, incredibly a huge burden for Rickie Fowler. But I did see some improvement, I think, the last couple of days. Now, it shows our expectations for Rickie, who I believe has one of the best putting strokes in the game. And we talked about how nicely he putted today. He still had 29 putts, so we've lowered our expectations with him.
Yeah.
He's 180th in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour. But there is some improvement, and as usual, just a tremendous attitude by Rickie. He's going to have to drive the ball a little better, though. Only hit half the fairways today, and if you do that very long out here at PGA National, you can get in trouble eventually. Immensely popular among his peers, as I mentioned, a former champion. He's got a long way to go. Aaron Wise at 12 under par, just playing lights-out golf on Thursday and Friday, 64-64 to get to the weekend. Give me a comment quickly on what Wise has done so far. Well, it's been phenomenal golf. A pair of 64s, it's very difficult to back up a round like a 64 at PGA National with another one. He has done it. I don't think the scores are going to be as low on the weekend, but I think players will be able to get off to a good start. The easiest holes are at the beginning of the round. The wind is going to be up a little bit, though, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a score somewhere near where Aaron Wise is right now win the golf tournament. Especially if that wind is up and if they get to the bear trap and find trouble. It's happened before. The weekend will bring us a champion on Sunday.